Hello, friends of Golf Course Quality Fertilizer. Well, I'm going to talk to you today about seed heads. So our seed heads are finally kind of dying off. And while that process starts to happen, a lot of people make a big mistake getting ready to go right into the summer. For one, they mistake it as dryness. So I just got done mowing my lawn, and especially right after I mowed it, you can see all these little brown things and flakes and all these different things. And it makes you think that your yard is dry, so see these seed stems and stuff, they're actually popping out. The actual seed stems themselves, the leaves that were attached to those are dying off. So here's a seed stem and here's the leaves dying off of it. It looks like there's disease or something like that, but it's actually a natural process. Here's another one that's not dying yet, but it will be, so it'll start to look like this. And so don't mistake this situation as dry grass and start watering. It's because if you do that, you're going to start burning through the fertilizer. You're going to make it grow more. And you're also going to start spurring off diseases right before the summer starts, especially next week. And this is a perfect timing for this conversation. Watch your watering, because next week we're going to get into the 80s. And if you're going to see this brownness, you're thinking, oh man, it's dry, but it's not. It's actually, so come out and look at your turf. Determine if it really is dry by doing things like taking the step test where you lift up your foot and you see the grass is standing itself back up and not staying flat. That means there's plenty of moisture down in there supporting that plant, right? And so do things like that. Just because you see some brownness, it doesn't mean that it's dry, right? And so let's not overwater this situation. We will have to start watering next week. But for right now, let's try to be patient. Here, when I see that most of the seed heads are actually done and dead, and you can see areas where it's brown and it looks weird. My height is a little shorter than I normally keep it in the summer. We're at about 3 inches. I normally keep about 3.5. I do that on purpose because of the seed head stems. But I'm going to start using some of that liquid dethatcher and see if I can dissolve these seed stems away faster. So thanks for listening. Don't overwater. You will get diseases. Look at the grass. It's just the leaves dying off of these seed stems. And it does look ugly during this time of year. One of the ugliest aesthetic times of the season. But it's important to know what to do during this time. So, hey, and there's one little other thing I wanted to add in. And that's the timing of mowing to help expedite getting rid of these seed stems. And so what you want to do is you want to mow when the turf is dry. And that doesn't mean the actual ground is dry. But for example, if you walked out with your socks on into the grass and your socks aren't getting wet, then it's dry enough to go ahead and go mow. And when it's dry, it'll pop these things out. And so I blew this side. But if you look this way, you can see seed stems across the whole top. I haven't fully blown it because I wanted to kind of show the difference between that. But it pops them out of the ground a lot faster. And so you'll see all these weird things on the ground. And you'll notice that you're tearing the grass too. So you'll see these areas like this right here, right? Where all these seed stems are being chopped off. And look how bad it's not cutting that. Now I'm going to sharpen my blades, but no matter what, it's not going to cut these situations. This is probably perennial ryegrass. That gets real strange at this time of year, really hard to cut. So get your new sharpened blade, try to cut it while it's dry, and we'll get through this little time. And there's even mushrooms out, so you can tell there's plenty of moisture. I mean, we have mushrooms in here. And so mushrooms are not a bad thing, by the way. It means you have healthy soil and they won't hurt the dogs and stuff. So don't worry about that. All right. I wanted to add that in because that helps speed up that process. Mowing is actually the part that most people use to help get these seed stems, dead seed stems out of the turf. All right. All right. Thanks for listening.